Citizens League, originally from Arizona, Matt Wisely. Princess on the 2023 Niiya Week Court from Glendale, California, Kama Higashiyama. A graduate student at UCLA and a descendant of Heart Mountain incarcerees, Brian Kohaya. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Brian Niiya.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Japanese American Jeopardy. I'm your host, Brian Niiya, and we have three knowledgeable young contestants to play our game today, and let's meet them. Let's start with Matt.
Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Wisely, he, him pronouns. I'm from Orange County, California, and my day job is education and comms for the Japanese American Citizens League.
Sounds terrific. Do you have a family connection to the incarceration story?
Yep, my paternal grandfather and his family were incarcerated at Gila River in Arizona.
Okay. I should have not made all the questions about Gila River then. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Next, let's go to Kama.
Hi everyone, I'm Kamalani or Kama Higashiyama. I'm born and raised in Monrovia, California, and am currently the projects associate at Go for Broke National Education Center, and also on the 2023 Niiya Week Court.
Oh, terrific! And as I recall, you've taken Asian American Studies classes, or you're Asian American Studies major?
Yeah, I'm an Asian American Studies major from Long Beach State.
Okay.
And I took a Japanese American history course that really catapulted me into wanting to learn more about JA history.
Okay. So you should win, theoretically. Okay. We will see. And let's go to Brian, the other Brian.
Hi everyone, my name is Brian Kohaya. I am a fourth generation Japanese American, originally from Sacramento, California. I now currently live in Los Angeles for the past 9 years now, where I'm a grad student at UCLA in urban planning. Terrific.
And what's your, how did you first learn about the incarceration story?
So my grandmother was incarcerated at Tule Lake and Heart Mountain. And so, as most Japanese American yonsei and gosei nowadays, we hear about the rumblings about camp that they talk about, and we just think, oh, what a fun summer camp, until you really learn, oh, was not as fun as it sounds.
Okay, so yeah, I'm excited to get going. It sounds like all three of you are very knowledgeable and qualified. So let's go. Let's see how this goes. And here's the board, and we will start with Matt, who wins the drawing to get the first choice. So go to it, Matt.
All right, let's start off easy and do movies and TV for 100.
Its star, Noriyuki Pat Morita, insisted on including a reference to his character's service in the 442nd Regimental Combat Team and his family's incarceration at Manzanar, in this popular 1984 feature that inspired multiple sequels. Brian raised his hand first.
What is the Karate Kid?
That is correct. Brian, you have the next choice.
Okay, I will do movies and TV for 200.
Made-for-television movie set in Manzanar and featuring an almost entirely Japanese-American cast first aired nationally on NBC in 1976. I think that was Brian again.
What is Farewell to Manzanar?
That is correct. Okay, Brian.
Thank you. Movies and TV for 300.
2019 supernatural horror television series set in a fictionalized Japanese-American concentration camps during World War II. I saw Kama first.
What is Teen Wolf?
No. Next, Matt.
What is The Terror Infamy?
Correct. Okay, so Matt has the board.
Let's keep it up with movies and TV for 400.
All right. Partially set in Manzanar and directed by Alan Parker, this 1990 release was criticized by many Japanese Americans for having a white male as its central character. Brian.
What is Come See the Paradise?
That is correct.
What I'll do movies and TV for 500.
Okay. It was one of 3 Hollywood movies released in 1951-52 that refers to the Japanese American incarceration. Matt?
What is Go for Broke?
You got it. You clearly remember seeing it in the theaters when it first came out. Okay, Matt.
All right, let's jump over to. Let's try Leaving Camp for 500.
Leaving camp for 500, right to the bottom. Okay, this frozen food processing facility in New Jersey became one of the largest employers of Japanese Americans leaving the concentration camps. Matt?
What is Seabrook Cannery?
Correct. You got it. Okay, go ahead, Matt.
Well, let's stay Leaving Camp for 400.
Okay. For 400, West Coast community that gained notoriety when the local American Legion Post removed the names of 16 Nisei servicemen from the county roll of honor in November 1944. It's a tough one. Maybe that should have been the $500 one. The answer to that one is, what is Hood River? Hood River, Oregon, notorious for, that incident. Okay. Matt, you still have control.
I'll be the one to jump around. Let's try which camp for 100.
For 100, okay. It was the quote-unquote assembly center that had the largest peak population. That's Brian.
What is Santa Anita?
You got it. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
I'll go back to Leaving Camp for 300.
For 300. The most popular destination for Japanese Americans leaving the concentration camps prior to the opening of the West Coast, its Nikkei population rose to an estimated 20,000 in 1946-47. That's Brian again.
What is Chicago?
Correct. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Let's move up to Leaving Camp to 200.
The Supreme Court case that effectively led the government to lift restrictions on Japanese Americans returning to the West Coast. Brian.
What is Endo?
Correct. You got it. The Endo case. Go ahead, Brian.
Let's finish the category. Leaving Camp for 100.
For 100.
Yes.
Occupation that a 1949 University of California study estimated that 30 to 50% of Japanese American men worked in Southern California worked at.
What are gardeners?
Gardeners is correct. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Okay, let's do inmate voices for 100.
Okay. The first of the concentration camp newspapers to appear, its editors included Chie Mori and Su Kunitomi Embry. Okay, maybe that should have been further down. This was the Manzanar Free Press. Basically, with any question having to do with WRA cams and first, the answer is probably Manzanar. Anyway, let's go. Let's continue with Brian.
Thank you. I'll do inmate voices for 200.
Published by inmates at Topaz, it was perhaps the best-known literary journal issued in any of the WRA concentration camps and featured drawings and cover art by Mine Okubo.
Oh, this is probably wrong. Rocky Shimbun?
No. Good guess. But the answer is Trek. Also included stories by Toshio Mori and many of the other Bay Area luminaries who were at Topaz. So we go back to Brian.
Okay, let's move over to which camp for 200.
For 200, okay. An internment and POW camp in central Oahu. Its site is now managed by the National Park Service. That's Nat.
What is Hana Uli Uli?
You got it. Go ahead, Nat.
All right, let's stick which camp for 300.
It was the WRA concentration camp that had the largest number of draft resistors. Kama.
What is Tule Lake?
No, sorry. Next. Anyone else? Nat.
What is Heart Mountain?
Good guess, but no. This is sort of not a trick question, but one maybe with an unexpected answer. Brian, you want to give it a shot? No. Yeah, it is Poston, which had like the largest population other than Tule Lake. So, but anyway, okay. I think we're still with Brian, are we? Or wait, no, we're with Nat. Yeah, Nat, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. We'll keep going. Which camp for 400?
It was a WRA camp that was located at the highest average elevation. That's Brian.
What is Heart Mountain?
You got it. Did you know that, or was that a guess?
Educated guess.
Yeah. Okay.
It has mountain in its name. It's probably
right. Yes. Yes. Okay. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay. Let's finish the category for 500. Which camp?
2 Issei men, Toshio Kobata and Hirota Isomura, were shot to death here by a guard while en route from the train to the camp entrance on July 27, 1942. It's a tough one. What is the camp in Lordsburg, New Mexico? These were 2 of the 7 Japanese American inmates who were killed by guards, MPs at the various sites of incarceration. Okay, I think we're still with Brian, are we not?
Yes. I believe we can do inmate voices for 300.
Okay, good memory. I wouldn't remember which one we had done. Her short story, The Legend of Miss Sasagawara, set in an Arizona concentration camp, is perhaps the most widely read story set in camp. Answer is Hisai Yamamoto, one of the most esteemed of the Nisei writers who was incarcerated at Poston. Go ahead, Brian.
Let's keep going. Inmate voices for 400.
A pioneering author of children's books with Japanese and Japanese American characters, she also wrote 2 widely read memoirs about her incarceration at Topaz. That's Nat.
Who is Yoshiko Ichida?
You got it. Go ahead, Nat.
We'll finish off with inmate voices for 500.
Okay. One of 4 Japanese American newspapers in the continental U.S. outside of the concentration camps that continued to publish during World War II. Tough one, I suppose. But yeah, these are all papers that were located outside of the exclusion area. The most notable being the JCL Oregon, the Pacific Citizen, which had moved to Salt Lake City, Utah during the war. Let's see, I think Nat is still in control.
All right, I think we are left with Riot and Uprising for 100.
So. Okay. One of 2 WRA concentration camps that saw large-scale unrest in November and December of 1942 that led to changes in the WRA's administrative philosophy. I think that was Brian.
What is Manzanar?
Correct.
Okay.
The other being Poston. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay, let's do Rise or Uprising for 200.
Groups of Issei mothers at Topaz, Amachi, and Minidoka organized to protest discrimination against their sons' citizenship rights in response to this action by the federal government. Matt?
What is the federal draft?
Yeah, I will give that to you. Yeah, it's the restoration of Nisei eligibility to the draft. But yeah, I think you are on the right track. Go ahead.
We'll keep with the category for 300.
There were ultimately 5,589 of them, 5,491 from Tule Lake. Brian?
What are no-no boys?
Good guess, but no. Matt,
What are renunciants?
you got it. These were Nisei who renounced their U.S. citizenship, one of the saddest episodes of the incarceration story. Go ahead, Matt.
Keep going for 400.
Okay. Has the Gestapo come to America? Asked this Nisei journalist in protesting the forced removal of Japanese Americans in his testimony before the Toland Committee. The answer is James Omura, the pioneering, legendary journalist. Okay, and this may be it, right? Go ahead, Matt.
Yep, let's finish it out for 500.
Okay. Inmates at Topaz organized a mass funeral and built a memorial that has recently been rediscovered in the aftermath of the shooting of this Issei inmate at Topaz in April of 1943. Matt.
Who is James Wakasa?
Correct. Okay, and let's go to Final Jeopardy now. Have you all written your wager down? If not, go ahead and do that. And yeah, give me a thumbs up when you have. And then we will read the question and you'll have 30 seconds. Or actually, in Jeopardy speak, we read the answer and you will have 30 seconds to come up with the question. Okay, are you done, Matt? Okay, I think we're all ready. Okay, so the topic is remembering incarceration. And the answer is, this gathering on December 27, 1969 was the first public event of its kind. Okay, let's turn first to Kama. What is your question?
I got, what is Day of Remembrance for 700?
Good guess, but no. And let's go to Brian next.
Okay, mine is, what is the Manzanar pilgrimage?
You got it.
Okay, I bet 1,158.
No cents, just full dollars. Okay. And we'll let the geniuses backstage come up with the total, and we'll go to Matt.
I also bet like Kama. I bet 1,000, but I said also Day of Remembrance.
Ah, okay. And that means Brian is the winner with 2758. Congratulations, Brian. All right, thanks everyone for playing. That was a lot of fun. Don't spend all your money in one place, Brian, and we'll see you all next time. Good night.